Okay, I think we're good now.
There's a glare though.
That is a glare. I don't know how I can get rid of that. Whoops.
Oops.
Don't know how I can get rid of that glare. Okay, I guess we're just going to have to deal with it for right now.
Yeah, earlier than usual. That's why.
Well, welcome back to another episode of Film Study. This is going to be a special one to us, especially. Throwing it. Sorry about that. Throwing it back to the 90s on this one. This is going to be a good one, I think.
Yeah.
I hope a few people join the chat for this one because I want to see what other people have to say about some certain things.
Especially growing up in that time. I mean, I just don't believe there was
You're
a better
older than
time.
us.
Yeah, I definitely.
You're a little bit older than us, so.
But 42 this year, so
We'll just jump right into this one. Just go ahead and start with. Let's do 90s food for this first one. It's gonna be nice. I hope you guys remember some of this stuff because I mean some people do and a lot of people don't. They're like, I don't remember that until they actually see it.
yeah, that's how it could be for me for sure.
That's like why we got the great old internet here.
Yes, makes things instant.
So
for sure.
Do you guys remember the PB crisp? Like the planters, they were shaped like peanuts and they were wafers and they had filling in the middle of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the makes are so good.
So anything with peanut butter, I love. So
yeah, that's how I am.
Peanut butter is like my favorite thing. So
I'm almost automatic with that peanut butter. Honestly,
it was so good. I loved it. Them things were amazing. I wish they would bring them back, but then they're not going to. Good, they made a chocolate one too.
I don't think I've ever had the chocolate, to be honest.
They didn't have a long run.
Have you had like the Nature Valley ones? Like, I mean, I know this is more like today. The Nature Valley has a peanut butter like wafer crisp, but it has like just a thin layer of chocolate on the top of it.
Now you all in RJ's topic.
I didn't know they had those. No.
Oh yeah, it's so good. I eat one every day. Let's just put it that way.
I've had
and you can get them in bulk at Sam's, by the way, too.
I've had it before. It is banging.
I just miss the old. I'm
telling you that their peanut butter is smooth though. In that Valley.
I mean, the biggest difference between now and then is the amount of stuff that's going into these foods in comparison to then. You know what I mean? It's just everything to me just really did just taste 10 times better.
Do you remember Butterfinger BBs?
Butterfinger BBs?
Mm-hmm. The little chocolate ball.
That actually came in a bag, like a bag probably about like that, kind of like Skittles and M&M's does, but they were Butterfingers, but they were just little BB balls. That was it. See,
the only thing I'm thinking of when you say that, isn't it sixlets?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's what I eat a lot of. So that's what you're making me think of right now.
Every time I hear about sixlets, honestly, it always brings me to a core memory of my Thea used to send me a bunch of, like me and my siblings, a bunch of goods and candies and sweets from Puerto Rico. And sixlets was always in there. Dude, I always look forward to it. Oh,
so you don't know what they are, though, Phil?
I know what they are.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because they're literally there's obviously 6 in them. It's just a little. They're like really tiny.
Yeah,
they're almost
they're like M&Ms, but to me they taste better.
Yeah, I used to eat them so much.
So good. But that's another one you don't see often.
No,
not at all. Like there's just certain ones you don't see too often and everywhere. And
they took all the good stuff away from us, you know.
You know what I really liked? It's not necessarily a food, but the zebra gum.
Oh,
no, it has the tattoos. Like you can.
It's still out.
I know it is.
Tell me why I never see Bubblicious grape though. Grape Bubblicious. I'm always like, whenever I do see Bubblicious,
it's rare to find it.
But for some reason, it's one of those ones you don't ever see, and it was the best.
But that fucking gum only lasted 10 seconds and
Yeah,
then you had to throw it away.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that flavor only lasted 10 seconds, but that was 10 seconds of flavor.
Dude,
yeah, but
zebra gum
at
was
the
like
same
that,
time,
too.
you used to be able to
But it
blow
was
up
so
good
good.
bubbles with them too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun being a kid.
And then nobody, I was asking some guys at work, nobody remembers these things. They were Philadelphia cheesecake bars.
Okay.
They were like this big, had graham cracker crust on the bottom, thing of cheesecake, and then they had like cherry drizzle on top of it. Nobody remembers those.
What did you say they were called?
They were like Philadelphia snack bars or something like that, but they were cheesecake ones. And they
Okay.
were made by Philadelphia, so it was good cream cheese.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know at all.
I know what
honestly.
you're talking about.
Those.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen them. I don't recall
No
ever
clue.
having them.
To be
If it-
honest
I
with
gotta
you.
get rid of that glare somehow.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
glare
know
is not.
how-
It's not helping to show it, but I see what you're talking about now, though. I mean, honestly, the only way really just covering it up.
Yeah, I don't remember those at all.
Yeah, I do remember seeing them, but I don't think I've ever.
I do not know how I can do that.
I don't think I've ever. It's really irritating. You could tell.
It's irritating me, and I don't know why.
I mean, it's just the sun will go down soon, and it'll start to get a little bit better.
Like move it closer, maybe.
Is it getting rid of it?
I feel like it's getting bigger a little bit on the side.
No, I mean, I feel like it took a good bit of it out, but
It's not going away, and it's just really.
it's also where I'm sitting too. Because if I was sitting like over there next to you, you probably wouldn't get that at all.
I'm sorry, that's just really pissing me off, but
That's all right. Like I said, we're earlier than usual by now. Usually the sun is
Yeah.
out and gone.
hopefully
Of course.
it goes down.
Time change.
But yeah, nobody remembers those. Like, and them things were great. Don't even know why
I
they got
want
taken
to
away.
try one, to be honest with you. I just had one of those cheese Danish ones, and that's kind of what it reminds me of in a sense. I just want to try it, see how good it is.
They don't even make those anymore, unfortunately.
Are you getting them every week, Phil?
I remember getting them, like, and it stopped like. Pretty sure they stopped like making them in like the early 2000s, like before. Like I think like freshman year of high school they stopped making those, like in 04, something like that. They got discontinued. Don't know why, because them things were like they were hard to find at times because everybody was buying them. Like them things were good. And then there was another thing that disappeared too. It's back, but it's not as good. The Via Veneta ice cream came in a log, probably about like that.
Okay.
And it was like fancy ice cream. You just cut it, put it in a cup, and served it. Not a lot of people remember that one either. It was by Breyers, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. It'd be another one.
I honestly
I
don't
probably-
know.
I-
Nobody remember that.
I mean, I grew up not, and in a sense, I mean, there was 5 of us in the household, so we didn't get everything that we always wanted. If we ever tried certain things, it was from other people's house.
Via Veneta ice cream.
It's like I gotta prove this is real.
And of course, it wouldn't show up. Yeah. Anyway, I hate the internet sometimes.
Is that what you're talking about?
It kind of looks like that. Okay. Ira said that there was a chattering on the microphone, but it stopped. I don't know why it was doing that. Yeah, it came in a box. It was a log ice cream, probably about like that long. It was real fancy. Had chocolate on top of it.
Well, it sounds like an ice cream cake. or
Almost,
something.
it almost looked like one.
I do remember having something like that, but I don't remember what it was called. Though. And it was banging. I remember it was really good. But I
They
swear
were
it was
good.
like I swear it was like an Italian sweet though. The one that we got when I was a kid.
Because
Just don't remember. I'm terrible.
I
Getting
just
old, you know
recently
what I mean?
started getting reminded of some of the stuff that was out because I follow like a lot of like nostalgic stuff like on it like on Instagram and Facebook, and it just like
Mhm.
pops up and it's like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn. Like it's crazy that it's been that long. I mean, I know we're still young, only 37, around 40 years old, and it's like, but it's like, damn, we had it good back then.
We really did.
These kids
100%.
today ain't got no clue because like you'll tell them something, it's like, what?
I mean, like I said, I grew up in an area where I could go and get a 50-cent ice cream cone. You know what I'm saying? Dollar slice of
You ain't getting that
pizza.
now. You ain't even close to getting that now.
Mm-mm.
And then it's like, some of the people that like, we're losing some of our guys that we grew up with, like James Vanderbeek from Varsity Blues just passed away, you know.
Well, I just found out, but just before I came in here, that Willie Colon passed away, and he was a big artist, in Puerto Rico, and I was just like, damn. Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, I was one of those people that was watching Dawson's Creek. It wasn't a show I was completely caught up on, but it definitely caught me a few times. And then watching it now, because we, for whatever reason, we've been watching certain things. Like we started Doogie Howser, and you start paying attention to those episodes, and you wonder what the hell is going on. I mean, right off rip with Pacey and that teacher, you see right in the beginning episodes. Of course, you find out later on what actually happens, but you know what I mean? And then Doogie Howser, there was a lady that was wanting to have a kid with him. She wanted his genetics because he was such a smart kid and she was a smart woman. And then, of course, his friends over here, enabling him, like, oh, you're going to be able to sleep with her and stuff. Yeah, that's not at all what was going to happen.
I remember that.
But yeah,
I remember
but
that.
to think that, what I mean, that's the kind of stuff we was watching back then. It was more open, not that it's any different now. You just get your views from somewhere else other than television. Now it's people posting these videos,
Because we're not going to get any of that stuff again, you know. Because even like remember when Hot Pockets became a big thing?
I loved Hot Pockets back then.
I still do.
It was a
like-
luxury, to be honest with
Like
you.
the ham and cheese ones when they first came
Philly
out.
steak and cheese.
It was the Philly
That's
chicken
fine.
cheese. I like the pepperoni a lot.
Pepperoni one's good.
I've just never been a big ham person, even though I love pork and shouldn't eat it. But
And then there's some of the restaurant stuff. Like McDonald's always was coming out with something. Like McDonald's was always like seriously, it was
I can't
always
even talk about McDonald's now.
oh, McDonald's.
it was always the place to go though. Because remember, like, you remember when
I really don't eat McDonald's.
you remember when Batman Forever came out?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Remember those mugs that they had? They
Yes.
were like 99 cents, like the fine, like
Yes.
fine china today.
Oh,
like
I had
the
them.
good thick glass mugs. Like McDonald's ain't doing nothing like that anymore.
Well, you seen they did release those cups, right? You seen that, right?
Yeah,
But they were plastic, and then of course I went crazy over wanting them because of nostalgia reasons. And what happens? One of them, the paint off of it is completely gone.
it just doesn't have the same feel as it did back then. Like
No.
remember the Halloween pails?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I
they
definitely had
redid
those,
those,
so-
but they don't have tops to them.
They weren't the same.
It's
said they
definitely
weren't the
not.
same.
No, but they've been doing a lot of that in the sense of bringing a lot of our. There you go. Look right there.
'Cause
I swear they were bigger too.
They were,
They were a lot bigger.
and they were heavier.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you know how they are
Yeah,
now. Cheap.
but-
Everything's gone cheap
I mean,
though.
I got some of these. Like I got the pumpkin one. It's in my Halloween collection, and I
Yeah.
got this one. And then people were just giving some to me because they know.
they know
yeah,
that you're into
but-
it.
Like they're never gonna get like kids. Like they're never gonna get this stuff anymore.
No. And that's just
Like
one.
this is what's sad.
One of the
It really
biggest
is.
gripes that I have is the fact that when you were a kid and you were growing up and you got a Happy Meal, right? And you got that toy. Your sibling got a Happy Meal, they got a toy. It was never the same toy, but for whatever reason nowadays, of course,
It's the same.
I'm a child at heart. It's one thing that doesn't change. So I go and I want to collect them, certain
Mhm.
ones that McDonald's has dropped
So
or
you
certain
ask
places.
which one they got in
So
there.
so I go in, we get it, and then we all get the same thing, the exact same thing. And it's like, what was the point of doing this? Like the whole, it's the chase, it's the hunt to try to be able to collect it, and they've taken that away from us as well.
And the people that do like collect them and then never open them. Now looking back, some of the stuff that you get, like old collectors want it. You know what I mean? Like,
Did you see they're doing the food agains with like the transformer looking ones?
yeah,
They look like little transformers, but they're all different pieces of McDonald's. You ever seen that? They had like a little 4-piece nugget thing, and it would turn into like a transformer, basically.
See, I just remember like Beanie Babies were like real big. Do you remember
Yeah.
that time frame? They had like I had like a ton of those as a kid.
because they got like
I
And
never
then
got into the beef.
each restaurant had their
Well, I
own
was
different
just saying-
thing. Like because McDonald's had their own thing. Burger King was big on Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Remember those watches that you
Yeah,
get from
I
Jurassic
do.
Park?
Or the
Like,
wild thornberry stuff. I remember that too.
I remember getting a couple of those, and it was like, McDonald's. Wendy's never really did anything.
Burger
Nothing.
King had those Pokemon, like remember the gold cards or whatever,
Yes.
and it
Yes.
was like a big Pokeball.
Ball,
You
and it
know,
opened
I
up.
had like all of them.
Yes, I do remember
I
that.
remember getting
They're worth a
those.
little bit of money nowadays. They're not as crazy
They
as I
probably
thought
are.
they would be. But of course,
Probably
obviously, condition and everything matters on them and stuff. But I've seen one selling for like $30.
No, I remember I had all of
I
them.
mean, you probably paid $2-3 for a meal back then. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, because you remember McDonald's dollar menu. I know you don't eat McDonald's, but like they had a
No,
killer
I ate
dollar
it when I was
menu.
growing up, Phil.
Like-
but like,
yeah, but
I
they
kind of just
don't.
slacked off. Of
But
McDonald's
they don't
for
even
years
have that
now.
anymore.
They
Dollar
don't.
meals don't exist, and now it's
Yeah.
like 2 for $5, mix and match. Like
Because
they give you options.
like I remember the dollar menu from McDonald's. You got 2 pies for $1.
Yes.
Are you talking about the apple pies?
Yes.
Yeah, my dad used to crush those.
You got 2 of those for $1. You actually got you got a McDouble for $1. McChicken,
Yep.
Yeah.
the fruit and yogurt parfait, bro. I used to destroy them things. I love the
used to
fruit and
do the
yogurt
same thing with
parfaits.
the rodeo
Were
burgers from
McChickens
Burger
on
King.
there? Or
They
did you
used
say
to have
that?
a dollar.
Weren't they on there too?
'Cause I
Yeah,
think
the
theirs
McChicken
wasn't
was
a
a
dollar.
small
It was
fry,
like
I
the
think.
Yeah, they had a
value.
small fry, a small soft drink,
Couldn't you- yeah, I was gonna say like.
and there was a hot fudge sundae
Yeah.
You could
on there
literally get
for
a full meal. I mean,
for like $5.
someone like us and the way that we are, we probably wouldn't fill us up, but I mean, it would feed you.
Well, back in the day,
it would feed you. I
we
mean,
was
I-
kids.
Dude,
You
I'd
could
go
eat-
through there and
you
get
could
like
eat
3
good
McChickens.
for $5-10.
Well, yeah, like if you was like growing up and you was like, you had a job, you had your own money, you could do whatever. I'm going there,
Yeah.
But I also too remember when a whole meal was like $3.97.
Yeah.
You ain't getting
Yeah.
that today. I can promise you that.
No, every meal nowadays that you go for, either McDonald's,
least
Burger
10.
King, some places are even more expensive, like Panera Bread.
Panera is
It's like-
always expensive.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're not spending less than $10 for a meal anymore.
Remember Taco Bell, bro? When they used to have like a good dollar menu.
The 90s looking
Yeah,
style.
7-layer burrito for like $2. I mean, they had all kinds of good stuff. Like
I was
Taco
over
Bell.
here thinking about all them
And
times.
it was better back then.
Taco Bell had good food back in the day. Like I will say, like you had the
I actually
old
still
school
like
Bell
it,
logo and
but
stuff like that. Like it was.
I don't really.
Oh, I crush them. I crush them Taco Bell today. I don't care.
Oh,
I
I
still
just
eat
had
it
it
here
like
and
a
there.
few
It's-
days ago, to be honest with you.
You walked into Taco Bell with $20.
You're good.
You're leaving with two. Back then, you were leaving with 2 bags of
I
stuff.
still kind
I
of
mean,
feel
they had
that
it
way
to where
even
what was
today.
it like? It was like $8 or $10
To be
for like
honest.
12 tacos.
What is it?
Didn't they have like the taco box? It was like $8 or $10 for like 12 tacos.
Yeah, it was like it was either 10 or $12. I really can't remember what it was,
Mm.
but they had like 12 tacos for this. But then now, like the chalupas came back,
Yeah,
they're not as good. I've already had them.
but the
Yeah.
problem is
When Baja Blast came out, blew the Mountain Dew game away. Like everybody else was like subpar. Like
yeah,
Baja Blast is by far my favorite Mountain Dew.
Is it?
it's honestly the
See,
only
I
real
never-
Mountain Dew that I drink. To be
Pitch
honest,
Black is probably
Really?
another one of my favorites. The
See,
great
I
one.
never
Pitch
got
Black was always
like
good.
I thought Baja Blast was good, but I just never was like obsessed with it like a lot of people were.
Nah, me, I'm obsessed.
I know a lot of
I
people
love that.
It
flavor.
tastes better coming from Taco Bell because it comes off tap.
Yeah.
I think I think that that's a good thing. Why it tastes better coming from Taco Bell.
And it's always nice and ice cold. I just had it the other day, so I enjoyed it. I don't drink soda as often as I used to, but
And then there was another thing that I seen on Instagram that popped up, and I remember it too. Do you remember when Wendy's came in yellow packaging, like the like the fry holder was yellow, your cup was yellow?
Yeah. I know.
stuff
I remember
like
all
that.
that. Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Wendy's was so much better then. Had that sunroom.
I had a birthday party at Wendy's one time.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, you
I
had
think I
your
was
birthday
like-
party at like Burger King.
I think it was like 5 or 6.
Well, I remember somebody
Something like
had
that.
a birthday party
Maybe a
at the
little older.
McDonald's that we're had,
Mhm.
but they have it downstairs, and they actually had like a little small area where they had like a little ball pit.
That's how
room
it
and
kind of
stuff
used to be.
I remember just growing up
It
being
was
like,
so much
"Man, I
better."
wish I had a party at McDonald's."
And then Pizza Hut.
I still love Pizza Hut, to be honest with you.
I
know
every
they
once in a
changed
while,
it, but I
It's
but-
still
definitely
love it.
changed, and,
I still
and
think
it's
it's
like
good.
it's just not the same because
See, I still love it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I enjoy it.
I
But
really love
I like
enjoy-
their deep dish.
I like
Oh,
Domino's
Phil.
a lot
I love
more.
it all.
Like that, like that's the best one because then you had that buffet, which they still have it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's just
I do miss the way they used to look. Like just even the way the overall restaurant looked when you walked in.
any of them. Like
Yeah.
McDonald's
The
looked like it
aesthetics
went
were
through a
different.
midlife crisis.
A lot
Everything-
of stuff now looks like regular business buildings.
Yeah, everything's
That's what it
like
looks
gray.
like.
And
Yeah.
it's just not like
It's
it's
just
just
more
not
modern.
as fun as it was.
Yeah.
You know, Wendy's, McDonald's.
Because Wendy's, most of them weren't they like that bluish color? And like, am I right? Weren't they more like the color of her actual like uniform? I guess you would say, like the dress.
I don't
she
know if
wore and
that was
stuff?
like back in the day, but like I remember because
Was that how it
Wendy's was always like a brick building
Yeah.
for like what we have here.
Yeah.
But that Wendy's really never changed except for like the inside. But
No,
then,
that's what I was
but-
gonna
but
say.
then
I
that's
know they
it.
did that.
And then Taco Bell definitely changed.
Oh yeah,
The
that was
inside,
completely
like-
different.
Like it looked so cool on the inside. Now it's just like modern.
Regular place. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
they say it now is modern look. Is
And I'm
what it
like-
is, so
But no. Like why? Like why? Like I understand that things gotta change with the times, but everything back then just felt so much better.
well, really, I mean, you could go through probably like even like 70s, 80s. There was more aesthetic to things.
Oh, the
Even
80s.
even like the 50s. If you look at the 50s too, like there was a lot of aesthetic the way they did things and like the way things appeared.
like looking at the photos from stuff like 50s and
It
whatever.
was
and
very original, like for
The
its time
80s?
frame. Yeah, that's
The
what I was
80s
meaning,
when
like
it was
70s,
like-
80s, 90s.
80s was like when innovation started coming in.
Yeah,
Like it was more like,
pop culture is what really kind
yeah,
of kicked in more,
More-
basically.
more colorful
Yeah,
for sure. Like the colors were all different. Like neon was getting to be a big thing.
that's what they were all wearing to the gym.
Yeah, like neon pink pants and a highlighter yellow shirt, and then everything was just so much different and better. I mean, I'm not saying that today everything, sucks, but certain things just aren't what they used to be.
No,
You know what I mean?
comparison to where we grew up, it definitely sucks a lot more, in my opinion, at least.
And then
In my
too,
opinion, at least.
you remember you remember the perfect Friday night. Okay, I'm gonna go into it. I'm gonna set the scene for you.
Okay.
Okay.
I already know where I feel like he's going with
It's
this
Friday.
too.
It's Friday night. You're home. Family's like, what are we going to do for dinner? You go to a good Pizza Hut. You get your own little personal pan.
Because I feel like I had a lot of those.
You get your own little personal pan pizza. Mom and dad, whatever. You're having a good time sitting there. Then you go play like the video games that they had in there, whatever.
Yeah.
Then mom and dad are like, let's go to Blockbuster.
Well, that was Video World or Leisure Time.
Yeah, but
Blockbuster. That was
This
I
area.
do remember
because we
Video
had
World.
our Blockbuster was in Rosebud Plaza.
Yeah,
Okay.
We had that. We had Blockbuster.
there was.
Okay, you go in there, you get one movie and one video game.
That was the best to be able to get games, rent them.
Rent video games. Who does that now?
Like, yeah, but this is like
I know.
this is our like
Yeah.
mid '90s. You know what I'm saying? Like, go in there, you can pick whatever. And you're just like, you look around, you see all the movies on the walls. You're like, shit, what am I gonna get? And they left it up to you somewhat. You had to pick like was age appropriate back then.
What's Dad going to get?
Me personally,
Sorry,
I went
Phil.
to the horror section. I picked
Expect
up Halloween 2. Pick out a video game, do whatever. You come home. Of course, you grab some snacks at Blockbuster. You grabbed your whatever you liked. Some licorice. You grabbed your Reese's Pieces,
Snow caps.
snow caps. You got a big thing of the popcorn. Come home. You watch the movie. Stay up a little bit later. Play your video game. Everything was just so much simpler back then. If you really sit there and think about it, like kids today get robbed of that stuff.
Yeah. Oh
Like-
no, they definitely don't get that same.
You
They're
think
not
Friday
gonna
night
get
to
that
them
same.
is just sitting on their phone?
It's sitting on their phone or going out and drinking and partying. Which I mean, if that's you, it's whatever. You know
But
what I mean?
we
But-
had options though. That's the difference to where their options is very different. It puts them in a trance in the world. I mean, you go to social media. Is that really the place that you want to be?
Right here.
You know what I mean? But now that we're adults and we're seeing this world, because I mean, I'm not any better than the next person as far as being on social media, but the amount of stuff that you're exposed to and that you can see now is just so much worse. And God forbid you like one thing and then everything else just starts to pop up.
Well,
It's just a different mentality, like no imagination.
Well, everything's in your hand now to where, like, obviously they don't go out, get a movie or this and that. I mean, you could just go on your TV.
TV now and do it.
Yeah.
You don't even
That's
have to
the
go to
whole
movie
difference,
theaters.
yeah.
I mean, you get
You
it
really
pirated, really. You know what I'm
You
saying?
could do that,
And that's
or
why they
it's going to
say-
be on a streaming service here in a few months.
Not-
It's not like
not like
waiting
us.
a year. We had
It's
to wait
not
a
like
year
that's
and then
where we used to
VCR
go
came
on
out.
Napster and
Yeah.
LimeWire.
And
you know what I
downloading
mean?
all the music and giving your computer a
Every
virus.
virus of
Yeah,
every kind.
and constantly. I mean, how pissed off were your parents?
Pretty pissed off.
Yeah, and
I
I mean, you could
destroyed
end up
ours.
I mean,
Ira can attest to this too. Like
And-
we
and
did,
they
we
would
did
tell
that
you-
at his house all the time. Like downloading, like we used to download skate videos
This kind of
and music, and it would sit there and it would tell you like, I remember one time like video will pop up and say it's going to take 3 years to download, and I'm like,
nah.
no, I'm
Yeah.
delete. Then you got one that's like it's going to take an hour. All right, download it, go out skate, come back at like 7, 8, 9 o'clock and watch it.
I mean,
You know,
you
we
used
sit
to,
there and downloading all the music
yeah.
and things like that. Like that's when everything started getting more modern but better.
yeah, because
But
I mean,
even still, like
it was a big evolve though. Like I mean,
it was a shock to us.
I mean, you went
We can
from,
actually do this.
you went
When
from
you had
regular
your
phones.
Zunes and your iPods when they first came out, like the MP3 players, that type of thing.
Oh yeah, when
I
your
mean,
iPod came out.
Yeah.
I mean,
each
I didn't-
version.
I wasn't there for the rotary phone era that I remember, but I seen them. You know what I'm
You were,
saying?
yeah,
You know, it was kind of like,
Regular
you know, going out of that, you know, to
There's
going
people
into
that
that
still
big
have 'em
bulky
today.
cell phone. Like, of course, obviously one of the best places you can refer to is like Zach from Saved by the Bell. Remember when we had the big
the
bulky
brick
cell
phone,
phone?
like the brick
Yeah.
phones.
Yep.
Then you go ahead and
The cell phone in the bag.
Yeah.
People you carried around in your car phone.
I had a beeper.
So
I had a beeper go up. Didn't need it. No reason for it.
Yeah,
I only
dude.
had me
The
and my
girls were
best friend
beeping
beeping each other. No, it was just me and my
Them
best friend
girls.
beeping it for no reason.
You said where you at tonight, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
The old
no.
phone pagers, man.
And
I
then-
remember seeing them.
And then of course going to flip phones. You know what I mean? You had the Blackberries. What was the T-Mobile one? The
Razors.
Sidekick,
You had the
the
razors.
Razors,
Oh
the
yeah,
Nokia cell.
I had the one that
There was
flipped up and had a
Sidekick.
keyboard underneath
Yeah.
I
of it.
had too. That was I had an LG one. I can't remember the name of it.
I had an LG.
It was pretty popular though. I had one of those.
Because I
And it had
remember.
the touch screen though on the top, but if you flipped it up,
Mhm.
it was
I
a
had
full
one of
keyboard
those.
underneath, and everyone thought that was like the coolest thing during that time.
I'm telling you, but I mean, but you, of course, I go from I seen the what is it, A-track for, and then I grew up in the cassette tape.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I seen cassette tape, so you would
My
have to
dad
go
remember
to the
those.
radio to be able to record the music that you wanted to listen to constantly. You know what I mean?
My dad still has what is it technically? Isn't it called like a beta player or a beta machine or something like that?
Betamax.
Betamax. My dad still has one of those, and I don't know if it works or not, but it's out in his garage.
Yeah.
Because so we could roll into music on that one because my dad had remember the stereo system,
Yes.
like
Mhm.
the 4 or 5 tiers
Yeah.
system with the 2 big speakers that stood about this tall.
Mhm.
My dad
And,
had one too.
You had your tuners, things like that on it, and it came in. It was like it came in like it had its own built entertainment center.
Well, I was gonna say that's
And
what
it had
people
glass
actually.
doors.
The glass. I was gonna say,
The
I
glass
had the
doors
one glass door
that you were told
open.
to stay away from because if you
But-
break it, you died.
That's
Yeah.
when people actually had an entertainment system where they sat their TV and everything else on it. Nowadays, everything's
had
mounted
one.
on a wall. And
Yeah,
they
I mean,
might have
all
a
you
li-
need is the sound bar now.
Yeah.
It's a lot more convenient,
Yeah.
a lot less spacious. Because I mean,
Bulky,
if you had
yeah.
a big screen TV, I mean, that bad boy sit tall, it sit wide. You know what I'm saying, front to back, not like things are
Yeah.
nowadays.
No.
Because now people usually they might just have like a little stand, like how Phil's got the little stand under his TV that's mounted on the wall, and that's
Yeah.
about it.
You got the audio video cables. I mean, from what was it, the
Oh, you
red,
had to
yellow,
switch
white?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You
you
go
had to
from
actually connect it up.
everybody's seeing what Blu-rays now, DVDs, but shoot,
And then you actually had your
VHS.
big screen TVs, the
Yeah.
things that weighed
Oh,
like
the fat
400
ones.
pounds on wheels, was real wide.
I know.
You know,
The back was
Remember-
kind of like this,
Yep.
like down. And
remembering all those.
Because
then
then
too,
picking
like-
up a 32-inch.
And
it's
then
hard
music.
to rob back in that day.
Yeah, and people were still doing it though. It
Oh
was
yeah, you had to
still-
take remember when you could take your car stereo out of your
Yeah.
vehicle? You pop the
The-
thing
the
and you
plate?
and it took the screen off
You had
and you had to take it with you.
Yeah, because people were going in the cars and
and
stealing
stealing
them. Yeah, it was just hot, and of course, obviously, it was a lot easier to break into those cars.
And yeah.
You know, what I mean?
Remember the graphic when you got in your car and you started up and then the one had the dolphin on the front of it. They're just doing it had all kinds of weird stuff. It was I remember some of those because a lot of people had them because then your speakers were in your trunk.
Mhm.
People still do that now, but you had to hook up your own stuff.
Yes,
Like you had to do it yourself. Like there ain't nobody was going to do it for you, so you had to learn how to.
unless you went to like Best Buy and paid them an arm
Yeah.
and a leg to get that.
You had to
stuff
run
in.
your own wires and do all that kind of stuff, and then you had bass in your trunk, and your trunk was rattling. Then the person that sat in the back seat, you couldn't hear
No.
nothing.
This sounds like Phil rolling around
No.
listening to Keith Sweat.
And I know
Yeah,
some
no.
people, and they probably
Say,
still
well, you
do
know.
it. Who else turns down their music when they're trying to find a street?
Yep.
Turn
So
all
you're
the-
trying to see better. You turn down the music.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, if you also remember that too for music, remember the big freaking folder
Yes.
with the slots.
Oh yeah.
You're sitting
for
there driving, trying to change the CD, driving with your kneecap.
trying to find 1998 summer mix or something.
Yeah, you know it. I'm telling you. I mean, nothing was better than like for me. It was going to high school, and I had a couple people that were
burn stuff
burn
for you?
CDs
Yeah.
and burn albums before they came out,
Mhm.
and you would pay. I think it was like $3 or $5, depending on how well you know how much you bought and stuff like that. And I remember getting the one of them was CNN album that I remember specifically, and I was so happy to have it. And of course, I went out and bought the actual CD because that was the type of person I was. And I remember that every single song was out of order. It was the whole album. They gave me the skits,
Man,
everything,
You said
but it
the
was
skits were out of
complete.
whack.
But everything was out of order. So when I listened to the album, I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, "Yeah," it threw me off completely. But when you downloaded it, it said this was 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Track 1, 2, 3. But yeah, oh, I mean, music back then was different. Like I knew about the vinyl and record players, but I never really experienced it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really go through it because I didn't have that around me, unfortunately.
It was all kinds of like, the good music was coming out.
Yes.
You had like, I wouldn't even know where to start.
R. Kelly.
Stop.
You really can start anywhere.
I mean, you can
with
start anywhere.
I just feel like during that time, every genre had their moment for different people that enjoyed music for what it was.
I was wish if more people were in the chat, you could ask like, favorite album from the 90s.
Yeah.
Like if you had to pick one, where are you going?
Favorite album of the 90s. I think I know it.
It's hard for me.
I think I know it because it's my favorite 90s band. And a lot of people probably don't really listen to it.
I already know where you're going.
It's not my overall favorite band. This is my favorite 90s album. This is my favorite alternative 90s band though. I love the Counting Crows. So everything and all
That's a good one.
August and everything after.
I like the Counting
that
Crows.
First one.
It's for me. It just depends.
That first album was just really good.
Because there's so much that you can choose from stuff like that, like R&B, alternative. Like your punk scene was coming in there too. Like
Matchbox 20s, Yourself.
Green Day was coming along strong.
Yourself or Someone Like You. I still love that album. Their first one.
I mean, there was just so much that obviously we were able to enjoy, and I feel like a lot of it's timeless too.
It is.
I mean, you're hearing a lot of the music, even of course before me, even a little bit before that, where you're hearing all this stuff continues for years, and movies.
You had your Dre's, your Snoop Dogg's, Ice Cubes coming along. You had you just had so much to choose from back then, even though, when we was kids, you wasn't supposed to be listening to stuff like that.
But, no, not at all.
I mean,
no.
Like I remember,
but we still did anyway.
One of my sister's friends, he gave me a tape, and on that tape, it was double-sided. It was all R&B, but when you listen to it, obviously it was lovemaking music.
It was freaky music.
So I remember sitting there in my room listening to it. I listened to the whole thing, and at some point, that tape just came missing. Don't know whatever happened to it.
Mom found it?
Yeah, probably. It just disappeared because I wasn't supposed to be listening to it.
I need to listen.
Like back then, we used to have a black box. So I remember with my brother, we were flipping through channels and we're watching a cartoon. Well, it was a cartoon that was definitely adult. We shouldn't have been watching, and obviously we were watching it. My mom comes in, "What are you watching?" Da, da, da. We freaking out. You know what I mean? But oh man,
I mean, it was good times for R&B back then too in the 90s.
Oh,
I ain't gonna lie,
Here comes Phil. Keith Sweat.
the baby making music, bro.
Jodeci. Boys to Men.
Boys to Men, bro. Love me some Boys to Men, okay? And you can even go with some of your favorite TV shows from the 90s because that rolls into that too. Because my favorite 90s show of all time is Fresh Prince. Boys to Men had a guest appearance on Fresh Prince.
Mm-hmm.
They all did because Will was from Philadelphia. Boys to Men's from Philadelphia.
Yep.
And that was a Christmas special show too. It was a good one. I love Boys to Men. Always have, always will. Good albums, all of them. Love them all. And your Jodeci's, bro. Dire the Mad Black Band, great. Love that album. It's amazing. Love it.
Phil's getting back in the moment.
I do. I love that. I've always loved like that 90s R&B of, the baby making music. I got
But it,
like Marcus got me hooked on that stuff. Like I just started listening, and then you had your Belle Biv DeVoe's, you had your Next, Bobby Brown,
He
okay,
said,
Johnny Gill, bro, come on. Like I could go on and on and on. Keith Sweat, always the truth for me. Keith Sweat is the truth. Love it, you know. But not everybody gives that stuff a chance, and we're just like, oh, that's always come on.
but that's because, in my
Genuine.
opinion,
Genuine. It's timeless to me.
But now I feel like everything flipped. I feel like rap became singing, and some R&B became rap. Like it kind of flipped for a little while there.
And
I can't really say on some as far as right now, but for a while there, it completely changed in the way people were doing stuff, because it's just
and it's like they tried to do like the R&B thing, like some rappers do, like trying to be like, you know, I can't even think of anything. Like I know people don't like them, probably get burned for it, but you know, R. Kelly,
R. Kelly
You said it.
is one of the greatest. He was my R&B king, and I say was because of everything wild going on.
yeah,
But-
and people kicked him to the curb.
But the
Yeah,
thing is you could
But
put
I
him,
can't take his music away from him.
and could do
You still
anything.
listen to it, even though, in the back of your mind, what he was singing about was kind of fucked up. But
I mean,
you
they knew
still
about
was
it
bumping,
forever.
bump and grind, bro. Like
Yeah.
you still turn that shit on 12 when you getting in your car.
But he had his music didn't just hit our age; it hit adults, it hit everybody. Like there wasn't a generation of people outside of like maybe the TP2.com album, because of how bad that one was, and a lot of the other albums had different type of music. That one was just one of his freakiest and my favorite albums. But he's
12
phenomenal.
12 play was one of my favorites from him. It's an older one.
Yeah.
But
I know what
like
you're talking about.
I Believe I Can Fly, bro. That was on Space Jam.
See, I like
Yeah.
The World's Greatest. That's like my favorite R. Kelly song.
And R. Kelly,
I was big into that
stuff
song.
like that. But R. Kelly touched on all of it. He just wasn't into, the love making music. Like he hit all of it. He even did features.
Was it the two step? It was a newer one it felt like for more for the older folks.
Yeah,
I can't think of what exactly it's called.
there's so many.
But it's definitely like a new one. But that's what I'm saying. Like he, over the years, I mean, he's just been phenomenal. He's been great. You know what I mean, for what he's put out and what he's done. That's why I feel like Bruno Mars, to me, he's a newer artist that he can literally do anything. He can do any type of music that he wants, and I think he'll be great at it.
Yeah, and it's like
What'd they say?
our first thing you hear is R. Kelly. She just tuned on and heard about R. Kelly. And it's like, but I mean, I can't take nothing away from the dude. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'd still listen to him today, even though, yeah, you're sitting here kind of questioning what the hell. But
Yeah.
it's like I can't take musically, I can't take nothing away from the guy. You know what I'm saying? Even like Michael Jackson, you can't take nothing away from that guy.
There's nothing they could take.
But they take everything away from him.
But I mean, but they tried to stain his name. They tried to do a lot because obviously growing up in that
I don't think
time,
he did it. I used to be on the fence, but I truly don't think he did anything. You want my honest
I
opinion on it?
I agree with that
I
100%.
really do.
Especially at this point in my life. I mean, you have it's a deep rabbit hole that we can really get into. That I don't want to take away from the topic, but what I will say is they wanted to shut him up. And because they wanted to shut him up, and obviously a lot of our artists and the things that we're seeing now is really feel like a lot of people were taken away so early from us because of what they knew and what they were trying to tell us, warn us about. Give us, I mean,
And he owned 50% of Sony's catalog that they
Yeah.
wanted for years.
I mean,
Which
the man, he
included
was
the
a
Beatles,
menace.
Elvis Presley,
All
Bob
that.
Dylan.
I mean, Elvis
Bob
Presley
Dylan.
is
It
another
generates
one
money
that,
on its own every day, and that's why they wanted it, and he wouldn't sell it.
but Elvis Presley is another one that's
Until
not so
he
bueno
died.
either.
Because
He's on the R. Kelly side of things. And look at how much he was praised.
and then now they're going to be
Still.
doing them. Have you seen the advertisement for the movie they're doing about Michael?
Oh, I want to see that in theaters.
His nephew's playing him.
Yes.
Oh, Michael Jackson's.
I heard a
nephew?
lot of criticism. of
Jermaine's
that.
boy
Okay,
is playing him.
Yes.
cool. Do they look
Looks
pretty?
just like him. I swear to God. Like he looks just like
I
Michael
wonder
when he
who's
was a
directing
kid.
that.
I don't know.
I've seen
That's
a
what
lot of
I'm
people
curious
like
about to see who's
critiquing it a
directing
lot.
that.
The trailer
Mhm.
is phenomenal. Like
Really?
he looks just like him.
I'll have to look it up later.
And they're spanning everything from the Jackson 5 to
Oh, they're doing like his whole time.
his whole life. I think it's going to be good.
Antoine, or however you say that last name.
Oh yeah, I know who that is. He's done a lot of it.
It's
Yeah,
his
he,
nephew.
yeah, he did Training Day and stuff. So
Yeah.
Antoine Fuqua. I think
Yeah,
that's how
I
you
didn't
would
want to
say
say
And
it
his
wrong.
nephew's the one that's playing him. He
But
looks
that's
just
his
like
nephew
him.
right here. That's who he's
I
talking
mean, you can
about.
definitely tell he's a Jackson. So.
In the trailer when they got him dressed up, he's got like the
Actually,
Jerry curl
yeah,
going on.
he probably looks.
He
just
looks just like him and sounds like him because the video starts with him in the booth.
Yes.
He's putting his headsets on and he says something. He sounds just like if you would close your eyes, you would think that you're hearing Michael.
It's so exciting to see that they're coming out with that movie because
And I'm really surprised that they're doing that. I'm really surprised.
Mm-mm.
They know it's going to generate money.
Oh, 100%. It's Michael.
So.
Oh, it's going to
It's
generate
automatic.
money for
Regardless
sure.
of how anyone feels, like
I mean,
people are
my
going to want to
kids
see
know who
it.
Michael Jackson is. Jackson 5. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll watch it.
there's no hesitation. As soon as I heard it was coming out and how good it looks from what I've seen in the trailer, I mean, I was gonna watch it regardless. It was just one of those.
Oh yeah,
things.
it's going to be good. I really think it is. Because I'll definitely watch it for sure. Like 1,000%. I'd really like to watch that.
And I'd be like you in the movies, wanting to go on a day when nobody's there so I can enjoy it.
Well, that's what I always do.
But it's going to be hard for that one because I feel like
I'll
no matter
definitely go.
what,
Go on a
you're going to
Tuesday.
get a decent amount of people, even on a Tuesday. I bet.
We'll go.
You know,
you probably won't
afternoonish.
around here.
Telling
Like you
you.
probably won't have. You probably won't have a lot of people go watch that.
you want to know what's my favorite thing that they're doing
for
right
that
now?
reason.
You want to know one of my
believe
most
whatever.
favorite thing that they can do they're doing right now in theaters is the fact that they're taking a lot of the movies that's like 25 years old, 30 years old, and they're replaying
it's
them
like-
in theaters.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
like when they do that.
I
It's
took
a
the
cool
kids to see
throwback.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean,
Pizza.
oh my
It's
lord,
terrible.
Lord,
Oh,
don't get into that, please. But
Reptiles.
the fact that I'm able to do that because there's certain movies that I didn't get to see as a kid in theaters. You know what I mean? Like I remember
Yeah.
going with my
I get that.
cousin, my siblings, and all of them to go see the Power Rangers movie when that first movie came out. I mean, it was phenomenal. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
That's me.
'Cause you get,
but,
like-
but to be able to relive that with the kids is great. I'm so happy. The only thing that I'm mad that I missed, and I don't know if it was in this area, but they had a Kill Bill Tarantino one where they're playing all the movies in a row, and then there was extra scenes to it as well. All the Kill Bills.
They didn't do that because certain areas they do like certain things.
Yeah.
It's all location. With a lot
It's
of
really
those
about
movie theaters.
what's going to really sell for them. You know what I mean? In areas, kind of like
Areas.
like where we don't live in a big city, so we're not getting a Stranger Thing phone posits. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like it's just
But
the
you're
area
always
that you.
nice.
But
Are you trying to
I hope I get them. I'm gonna try for them. I shouldn't, but I'm
Are you
gonna try
actually?
for them.
I'd like to,
Oh.
but those Oregon Mummy phone plans.
Oh boy, we just seen
We
those.
ain't even gonna get into
I
that
need
right now.
those too. That's an automatic.
Up in New Jersey, speaking about the films, like they do a Friday the 13th where the original was filmed.
Hmm.
They have a there's limited tickets where it was filmed. You actually get to go to the camp where it was filmed, and they do a private screening of the original Friday the 13th there where it was filmed.
That's awesome. That's pretty great. That's pretty sick. I never knew that.
Oh yeah,
The one thing that I've never done, and I think it's still open. I think it got shut down for a while, but it reopened. Is it the drive-in theater still open around here?
I don't know if the one in Shinston closed or not, or did it.
Because
Well, I know they tore down the building, but I think they might still be using that, like the actual drive-in part. But I don't know. I could be completely
wanna-
wrong
'cause
on
I'm
that.
pretty
They
sure I
might have
looked
just
into it
shut down
recently.
completely.
Because I remember there was a time, but that's something I've always
shut
wanted.
down.
Is it? Okay.
Chip just said it shut down.
I
That's
knew
so
I was. I
sad.
felt like I was on, like in the middle with it because I was. I definitely know the building's gone.
That was something I wanted to experience, and the wife was supposed to take me, but we never ended up going for some reason.
But
Because I
yeah,
looked it up recently, and it was making it seem like they were. Yeah, it says yes. The Sunset Drive-In Theater in Shinston, which is still operational, holding the title oldest drive-in. So I'm curious to see if it maybe somebody reopened it.
I don't know.
I hope so because I want to experience that just for the hell of it.
Oh, you've never been to a drive-in?
Mhm.
Oh.
I've never done that before.
It's kind of okay. It's just that sometimes there's just people talking that you can hear, obviously because you're sitting in your
'Cause
car. And
it's
there's people
more-
walking in front of your car when you're trying to watch the movie. It's kind of
Move
partly
out of the
that
way,
too.
fat ass.
You know, because you could always go like with music and movies, same thing. Like even like movies release like the albums, like the soundtracks
Yes,
and things like that.
Mhm.
they
That
still
was
do it, but you don't see it.
that
as
that
much.
that that was another good one for me because there's like so many.
What
you
would
know.
you say is your favorite soundtrack? If there was one that
There's
you could,
so many like Disney ones are ones that are really good. Like I will say this, The Lion King was probably one of mine because personal favorite of mine, Elton John did that soundtrack,
yeah, I know that's your boy.
and Tarzan was another good one. Phil Collins did that soundtrack. It's you know so many of those people don't even remember that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people our age do, but these kids today don't know that. Hey, there is a Lion King soundtrack, there is a Tarzan soundtrack, there's this, there's that. And then you got your musicals and stuff like that. It was just people don't really get that kind of stuff right now.
Mm.
And it's so much.
yeah. They'll also never wake up to the 25 greatest hits of music. You know how they used to have the infomercials back in the day? They used to release those albums. Oh my God, they'll never get
I
that
remember
either.
seeing my parents record, like, what I'm saying, like record the songs off the radio.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You had to, because
We used to have to record ringtones like that.
Yes,
That's true, yeah.
yes.
I remember doing stupid
Yes,
stuff.
that's how you used to do the phone. You leave a message. That's how some people still do it to this day. They'll sit there and hit play, and then they'll stop and be like, "Hey, you reached D. What's good? Hit me up. Sorry, out of here." You know what I mean? Just stupid things. And it was wild. And you hear some people they would try to be like extra sexy about it. Like my brother would be that way sometimes. And
It's just the Top Gun soundtrack was a good one.
yeah. I don't think I've listened to that one, to be honest with you.
The Top Gun soundtrack was a good one. Berlin was on that one. I mean, you had so many that were just.
I mean,
that were just good.
sometimes the movies were trash and the soundtracks were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What was one? What was that movie with Maya? She did the song Bullsworth. It wasn't like the best movie. It was an enjoyable one-time watch, in my opinion, but the soundtrack was nice. It was really nice on that one. That was one I just remember being like that.
You just can't beat stuff like that anymore.
No. And you don't get it because I mean, even music for us doesn't just go with the records and artists that release it. It also goes with our TV shows. I mean, you start to hear DuckTales, you telling me you're not jamming out. You start to hear the theme music to Darkwing Duck, and you telling me you ain't feeling that. You know what I'm saying? Gullah Gullah Island.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
he's right. He's right. That was a good one.
Which one?
He'll make fun of me for it, but I don't care. The Batman Forever soundtrack. Seal. Seal did that one.
Yeah, I forgot he was on.
I just I know
Kiss
some
from
of
a
the
Rose.
songs off of it, but I don't know off rip like all the songs that were on it.
Kiss from a Rose by Seal was the opening thing for Batman
Mhm.
Forever.
Yeah.
So good.
People hate
So-
on that
so
movie,
good.
but I love that movie. I don't care. I have no shame in liking the stuff.
I like it.
That it was corny, but I loved it.
Jim Carrey was perfect to
See,
play,
I think that
to
too.
play the Riddler.
I actually love
Oh,
him
he did
as
a
the
phenomenal
Riddler.
job.
Even though it was 90s. Okay, let's just throw that out there on the table right now. It was definitely 90s.
I mean, you had Tommy Lee Jones.
But
I thought he.
if
was
he
terrible in
if
the
he would
movie.
play if they would redo that movie and he would play the Riddler now the way that they would want it done now,
it'd be different for sure.
but it would still be
Yeah.
good because
It would be better.
Jim Carrey's just that phenomenal.
But how much better would it be to replay that role and do it again? Like, you know what I'm saying? You tell me he would
Well,
have
he's
been
retired now. He
You
said,
don't think?
well, he said,
Yep.
You'd have to throw me a
Sound-
script that I'd be interested in for me to do it.
Well, you
more
know,
acting, basically.
he's doing another Grinch movie. I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They probably threw
but-
him a script. And
but
they were
it-
like,
but
would
it's-
you do this?
But he also just a random fact that I heard that he said he hated that role, and the only reason he hated it because he could barely breathe out of the mask, and the only thing that kept him
guarantee
going
it,
through
dude.
it was basically because he knew he was doing it for the kids, and he did a phenomenal job as the Grinch as well. I mean, Ace Ventura.
One of Chip's favorite movies he was in Sonic.
I like
Sonic was
yeah.
phenomenal.
I watched all three of them
He
I
killed
like all of
Sonic. I would have never have pictured him.
as Dr. Robotnik.
Yes.
But it's perfect.
But he does it so
I think
Damn.
it's perfect.
well.
That's just Jim Carrey's range as a whole. Like in the 90s, you could go Jim Carrey's best movies.
I mean, I don't
True.
know if I could think of a Jim Carrey movie that I didn't enjoy.
I still like Liar Liar killed me.
Like even
Um,
even a corny movie like Once Bitten by a Vampire. I enjoyed him in that.
He hates it, but I love Dumb and Dumber. I don't care, dude.
No,
love
I
it.
don't like
It's
Dumb
so
and
funny
Dumber
to me.
because it got ruined for me before I got to watch it. Everybody's seen it. You know, all my friends were talking about it. So by the time I got to watch it, all the jokes that would have been funny wasn't funny. So I never got to enjoy it.
Should we turn on a light?
Oh yeah.
Probably should. But Chip brought up another good one.
Which one?
Prince.
Yeah.
Another one that was taken away from us too early.
Prince in the 90s was he killed it. I mean, Prince was
There's people out there that would argue with you that he was better than Michael Jackson.
that
Never been a big
debate.
Prince guy. I think he's pretty
I-
good.
I-
like
that
Mike.
debate is very now. I got to go with Prince, and I'll tell you why. Because one, and I'm not saying that Michael didn't do anything for the culture, because he did.
Yeah.
Prince was a revolutionary because Prince he could play any instrument that you could give him.
Yes.
Any one.
I'll
Self-taught.
give you that. because
Self-taught
he
on a lot.
could. Yeah.
And
He
really
self-taught
could.
himself.
Yeah.
And
I'll
he
give you
didn't
that.
need the revolution. Like Prince by himself could sell albums tremendously. He didn't need the revolution.
Yeah.
Prince also wrote his songs. He wrote for a lot of other people as well. Like he wrote for Madonna.
Yeah.
He wrote for a lot of other people. He's like the Bob Dylan of the 90s and 80s as well. But, you know, he was like Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan, he could sing, but he just wasn't as good. He was a better writer than he was in
Some
anything
people
else.
are like that.
And he wrote for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of people don't know that. They don't know who writes their songs.
Yeah.
But Prince did a lot of that.
No, that's because
And-
for one, he was taken early, and two, because of who he was and at times what he stood for, they try to erase those things.
People did not like it. A lot of people thought that he was gay. He wasn't.
No,
He's the only dude that could wear hoop earrings and a beret and probably still steal your woman from you.
I mean, man was bloused up, and he was just.
I mean, like.
But he was also somebody you didn't want to mess with either. He had that two sides to him. You know what I mean?
Prince was himself.
Yes.
He never tried to be anybody else but himself. He never tried to change up. He never tried to do anything that was, quote unquote, the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Prince was normal to himself.
Yes.
He was never tried to be anybody else but him, and I respect him for that.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, "Oh, he was fruity. He was in." So, even if he was, so what?
No.
I'm still gonna turn up Purple Rain to freaking 13 and jam the shit out of it. When Doves Cry. I mean, you got so many things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what he is. He's a phenomenal artist, and I'll never take anything away from Michael. But for me, my pick has to be Prince.
I mean, I would pick Michael, but that's because you know how I am. How much, like I grew up, I seen it, I was jamming to his music. It's also, the influence that you have around you. And for me, it was Michael at that time. You know what I mean?
Michael
I didn't
still has
listen to Prince as much till I got older.
The highest selling album of all time.
Yeah. But I also, in my opinion, I don't believe there's a wrong answer. If you enjoy Prince more than Michael, that's you, because music is one of those things, like you can argue about it all day, but it's a personal opinion.
Thing.
Yeah, you're allowed to feel and like who you want, and it's Prince. If you don't know, please educate yourself, because obviously I feel like a lot more people would know about Michael Jackson in comparison to Prince. You know what I'm saying? But the history behind him, like you were talking about, a lot of the facts that you were pointing out, people don't know. And this newer generation,
and Mike was out there. Prince kind of stayed like. How many actual interviews did you ever see Prince do? Not many.
But that's because of who he was.
That
and what
he wasn't that person. He didn't want to. And also too, when you did, like, he was very soft spoken.
Yeah.
Like, he would sit there and talk in interviews and you could barely understand him.
Yeah.
Because he just didn't. You just tell he didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Because that's just not him. Mike, poor guy, was just driven crazy because everybody wanted a piece of you.
Yes. I mean, from
still one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time.
I mean, you still see him as a little kid with the Jackson 5, and then growing up into it all the way till he passed. I mean, he never stopped.
And it was all quintessential 90s right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to get that stuff ever again. So that's why you have to cherish it while you have it, because people did not know how good they had it back then. You really didn't. And then one day it just went away.
Yes, it was just all gone. I grew up.
It's just gone. And it's like, you're never going to get that stuff back. You're never going to be able to relive some of the moments that you had, like I brought up with the, going to Blockbuster.
Waking up Saturday morning
cartoons with the cereal sitting in front of the TV. You're never gonna watch that. Even some of the other stuff, like the way we were corrected when we did things wrong.
Yeah.
We got ass beatings, bro.
Yeah.
You can't do that today. You touch your own kid, like you're going to jail.
People act like they want to fight you and stuff, even though it's none of their business.
It was belt to ass,
Yeah.
wooden spoon, a shoe, anything you can get a hold of you with.
Yes.
Homemade paddles.
I'm a wooden spoon survivor. I had it many a times. I remember my grandma. She had to sit on your own hands, whenever you got your ass beat.
See, I always ended up with the belt, and
You know,
I used to have welts on my ass. I'd be wearing jeans, and I still had welts on my ass.
it's like we went in reverse.
But the thing is, in my opinion, and I do agree with you guys here. I don't know if you ever been dealt with it like we did, but I feel like I turned out to be a pretty damn good person.
I mean,
I feel like I got a good head on my
for
shoulders.
the most part, we all did.
You know what I mean?
But if you look
for
at
the most part, we all did.
but I mean, we actually got to go outside and do things like you was riding your bike in the '90s, doing whatever, doing the homemade ramps, and
Playing
injuring yourself.
playing basketball, going out to the courts
You know.
and meeting up with a bunch of friends and finding people there
Nobody plays outside anymore.
Oh my God!
Nobody plays outside anymore. You see parks empty,
Yeah,
and you drive by, and it's like, well, that's going to be a parking lot.
yeah,
one
but
day.
you also, but you know what's
Yeah.
creepy as hell, and of course, obviously, with me having kids and I have 2 girls, is you'll be standing there, because we'll go usually during the morning time, when it's not too hot out and stuff. So we'll go around like 10 o'clock in the morning, especially when I lived up by another fort, and you'd be out there, and then you got to watch around because there's a guy sitting over there just watching kids.
Yeah.
Creepy as hell. Maybe he's not doing that. Maybe he's just there chilling. But of course, the world that we live in, the mentality that we have to be able to protect our kids. It just doesn't feel safe anymore. It just doesn't. It doesn't feel safe. I mean, it
It's
was
sad that
never
you gotta-
safe.
sad you got to worry about all the weirdos.
But the,
You know,
but the messed up
you
part
do.
is the world is, in a certain sense, no different than it was before. But we didn't have that mentality. It wasn't thrown in our faces the way everything is thrown at such a young age now. You know what I mean? We were riding around bikes blocks over. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Going out anywhere, everywhere. I mean, I used to go to the mall. You know what I'm saying? Mall wasn't, I mean, it would take you 20, 30 minutes to walk there. You know what I mean? It wasn't far, but, we'd be going all night, just be home basically by the time before dark hit and you were safe.
There ain't no
The street lights
sleepover.
come on.
Yep.
You
You
can't
came
do
home-
sleepovers.
There ain't no sleepovers no
You
more.
can't do it. And
These parents like, hey, you ain't going nowhere.
no.
And it's like,
going nowhere.
and it's like, bro,
Yeah, real talk. My first kiss happened at a sleepover. It was a boy and girls co-ed. Like my first, what I would call my real kiss. You know what I'm saying? Like spin the bottle. Things of that nature. Like you can't do that.
I mean, back then it was. I mean, that's what it was. I mean,
hide and
everybody's
go get it. Y'all ever play hide and go get it? You basically go chase down the girl that you wanted. You would find her. And you would figure out who it was. You would have your other friends that were supposed to be hiding. They would be like, oh. Well, I remember getting my sister in trouble. She got her ass beat for it because I didn't know better at the time. I was young. I was just a little kid, and I told on her without intentionally telling on her. You know what I'm saying? And she got her ass beat for it because a boy kissed her.
We ain't getting that today.
No,
Because
you
they're
can't
like,
run around playing bicycle tag. You don't find more than 3 or 4 kids playing around at a time. You used to have whole neighborhoods coming together,
Just playing.
blocks.
block parties.
Yeah,
You don't have those no more.
at least not around
You
here.
know, and then it's just like, you never see kids outside doing any damn thing. It's like
They're sitting on their porch on their phone.
they're sitting on their phone.
But that's because it's so much easier to just be like, here, have a tablet. Go do something while I clean or while I do this.
That right there's the other thing. It's the parents' fault.
And this
Because
is why
you're not making them go outside and do something. But also too, it goes back to the thing, I mean, you got a lot of people like kidnapping kids and all kinds of stuff. But it's like, when the fuck did that start happening? Like
Technology.
Like, come on.
But
Like you just you just straight up just kidnapping kids. And it's like, but just go. Go outside. Do something. There's a whole different world out there.
Yeah.
And today, kids are a lot smarter today than what we were.
100%. My girls like seeing
You know what I'm
them
saying?
read and math and certain things now. Like before they even went to school, they knew their stuff.
Stranger danger. Like, bro, like, no. If you don't know that person, don't go near them. Okay, don't go near them.
I watched a video recently on like Instagram where the mom was like, hey, what would you do if a guy came up or a stranger came up to you and said, hey, I got puppies in the car, will you come with me? And the kid, of course, innocent, they don't know better. She's super young. She's like, okay, let's go. You know what I mean? And it's just like
For real.
the fact that we have to teach those things hurts. It hurts.
Back in, we didn't do that. It was just
We were just
I ain't going
out.
nowhere.
We was out. And we protected each other too. Because that was another thing. The fact that we were out in these neighborhoods, even though you didn't know these people, at least where I grew up, you didn't know these people, but if you was outside, people would defend you and be like, nah, he's good. Like leave the kids alone. Like, something was happening. Like you had neighbors that would
that would
tell
actually
you
sit there and watch, and now it's
and
like
protect you.
nah,
Protect you
Hey,
from people
that ain't my
actually.
business.
I just look at the Ring doorbells now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Oh,
sad that technology has to do that for you.
Like this AI, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. They do have some good moments to it. Like I seen a video of Big Pun rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like that's nice to see, but the things that they are doing with it and people having this kind of access to it and the wild out stuff I see, like it throws me off. It scares the hell out of me. It really
Yeah.
does because some of them
it's something.
it looks so real that you can't tell the
You
difference.
can't tell.
I'm gonna start blackmailing people probably with that stuff.
And it's
Oh,
not
They probably
hard
already
to
do it, so.
No, they've been doing it. You
That's
got
what
to
I'm
think
saying,
how
they probably
long
already do
AI has been around for before
Oh no,
it
it's
came
technically
available
been
to us.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
They've
Because
probably had this thing for years. and
Oh,
now
yeah.
they're just
It's
giving
like,
it
I
to the
don't-
public.
now they're just like, well, I guess
don't really
I
like
guess we'll
AI.
cause
I don't get
mayhem
it.
and give it to them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's
That's
exactly
basically
what you're
it's
doing.
going.
Because like this whole robot things, like I'm sorry, call me crazy, but iRobot, shit like that, like seeing stuff like that, zombie movies, call me crazy. But if it breaks out and it happens, I mean, it's call me crazy, but don't tell me it's not possible with the kind of world we live in and the stuff that they're doing.
And there's things we're missing right now to even touch on, because it's
Oh,
like
there's so much of it.
there's just so much that happens today that don't back then. Like, I mean,
I used to be able to go buy cigarettes for my mom. I used to go into the store. That's part of the reason. I know this is gonna sound bad. Not saying that it's my mom's fault,
They
because
know the
obviously
owner.
I made my own choices. But I remember one of my friends was like, "Oh, can you get cigarettes?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was so damn smart. I was like, "Yeah, as long as it's Parliament 100 lights, I can get it." And I used to go buy him cigarettes. And that's what I started
the rest
smoking.
of to mama.
And I used to smoke cigars. I used to get cigars and stuff like that, and I was smoking on those for a while too, because in these neighborhoods, people knew you so well. They knew your parents that they
Yeah.
felt comfortable to be able to do that stuff. Because normally I wasn't doing that. You know what I mean? Originally, but sometimes you get with friends and you want to be cool and you want to fit in and you do ignorant things. I'm not saying I wasn't ever influenced.
I just thought of something else.
What's that?
This one's really gonna be good. Your favorite holiday as a kid?
That's an easy one for Phil.
Halloween.
There was no better holiday, honestly. That's how it was for me.
Christmas back then
was
You-
different, hit
you-
different.
it-
I agree.
it was
Honestly, I kind of
definitely
might have liked
different.
Christmas more back.
I didn't have
back
like
then.
because then
phenomenal Christmases.
I was the only
I've had
child,
phenomenal.
so-
did
I had phenomenal memories, and it's because we used to go to my
that right
grandma's
there.
house.
That's what
That right there is what I'm talking about. Kids today don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because and I'm not. Everybody doesn't have. Some kids today don't have like the grandparents
family
because
or-
they don't have like the family oriented Christmases. It's
Right.
more you're staying with your mom and dad and stuff like that. Like
Yeah, it's just at home.
back in, you went to grandma's house whether you liked it or not.
Yes, and
Like,
that's the biggest
that
thing,
was
whether
the
you
first
liked it or
stop.
not.
Your last stop was home. Your
Yeah.
actual home.
See, we
You
used
went to fucking grandma's house. Okay.
Christmas,
See, we
Thanksgiving,
go to
any
my aunt's
holidays
house
that
and
came
then,
up,
like, everyone would go
Easter.
there.
It was either
But
grandma or aunt.
Yeah.
You went somewhere to
But
the
my
older
grandma
relatives.
would come
Yes.
over to my aunt's.
Yeah.
So like we all met at her.
You
house.
went to them. They didn't come to you.
No.
Okay.
It was not. It was
And-
very rare that we ever hosted anything at our house. It was always at grandma's house.
And I can tell you this, it felt different.
Yeah, but that
It
was the
did.
time
Like back
when you
then, it just felt different.
bond with your cousins and you hang out with them. That's what that was the
I
best.
don't even see any of my family now.
It just has that feeling,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
It's
Other
kind
than
of
back
like
in-
we went to the
other than my cousin
barbecue.
Tim.
Like we went to that barbecue at your family. Remember when I came through?
Oh, whenever.
You know, like that. Like
Yeah,
you
my aunt.
don't. I don't think you realize how good that felt for me because of the nostalgia of being able to do that. Because I mean, like I said, for Christmas we would go to our grandma's house on Christmas Eve, and then at midnight we would exchange presents because that's how we celebrated for Hispanics.
Everybody
And
had
then
different things.
we would go home and we would still wake up our parents at 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, we're getting home 1, 2 in the morning.
Mhm.
Dead tired. I mean, we weren't tired as kids, but you know, the babies were already sleeping. Kids, we were up ready to go. We'd fall asleep, and somehow still managed to get up super early and wake up for Christmas. So it's almost like we had 2 Christmases.
And then getting what you wanted, you know.
I didn't see that too often. I don't.
It's not about that. It was never, you know, everybody's, oh, you know, it's the reason for the season, and it is. It was never about the gifts and what you got. Yeah, you always got that one toy or a couple of toys that you really wanted throughout the year, but it's times that you never see anymore of, like, you know, when you go to your grandpa's house and your grandma's house and you see your cousins that you don't see very often.
Mhm.
It was those times.
I used to get better presents from my cousin and
The-
sometimes
food.
than what I would get.
You know, the food was just different. You know, the Thanksgivings.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's
You
a
know,
all-you-can-eat buffet.
Halloween was always different.
No, but you could actually go to doors, not plan
It
it out,
felt-
go to neighborhoods.
it just
Look
felt
out for the
right.
razor blades.
You know, and
It was like
going
that
to
then too.
go,
Yeah, I
going
know.
to school for your Halloween party.
Yes.
You know,
Oh, I
Bobbing
remember
for
all that.
apples,
they
never
even have-
never realizing how
they don't
disgusting
do that no
was.
more.
I was gonna say, do they even have Halloween parties at
They
at
do.
the school now?
They
No,
do,
they-
but they took everything away from them.
Yo, the
So what
kids
do they
where
do?
they go to school, they're not allowed to give out candy for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I've seen that.
How
I was
I'm
like,
sorry.
you've got to be joking
How
me right now.
dumb is that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Me and Brittany went through that.
Check
She
your
said because
candy.
it's, you know, some people can't afford it or whatever, and they don't want to make someone sad, you know, over, you know, little Johnny over in the corner didn't get no Valentine's Day candy or whatnot. See, but you know,
But that's because all these parents nowadays is extra. When I was a kid, I didn't give out candy. I gave you a card, and that's all you got.
you set your
That's
box
pretty much
on
what
the
we
desk.
did.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
made a
you
box.
set your box on the desk, and you went by because your parents helped you because they gave you that list, and you wrote out every Valentine's, no matter who it was. You didn't
Yeah.
leave nobody off the list because you wanted to be an asshole. You didn't do that. Like kids today, I'm being serious. Kids today are fucking pricks. They're
Yeah.
mean, and it's like, why?
He said, "Where did
Like
we go
you
wrong?"
went around, you're sitting there dropping in the box, and if it had a piece of candy attached to it, so be it.
It was nice. It was like kind of
Yeah.
like an extra gift.
And it's like you drop them into boxes, and then you took it
No.
home, and then you open it up, and you're like, "Oh, Susie gave me a card, bro. You see this?"
Susie.
You always talk to your friends like, "Hey, man, look,
Yeah,
And
she
it's like-
loves me.
and it's like- you don't get that no more." Like
No.
that motherfucker over in the corner didn't give me nothing. I'm gonna beat him up.
Yeah.
For what, bro?
Phil look on his face.
No,
But
bro, but I'm being
No,
serious.
I
Like
know,
that
I know.
stuff,
I
like
get it. No,
when me
I
and
get
her was talking, I was like, that stuff's just messed up. I said, it ain't like we was back in the day. We had to give you something.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even feel bad if I didn't give somebody. So even if I didn't like that person,
And nowadays it's like you can't even invite kids to birthday parties anymore.
Nope.
Either. You're not allowed to
they
give out
don't have
birthday.
birthday parties.
So you have to like
Yeah, birthday
secretly
parties.
talk to these parents outside of it. And I'm sorry, but not everyone's going to get along the way you want them to.
Because kids are assholes.
Like here's a participation trophy for doing nothing this whole season.
She got put on the parenting committee for for planning snacks
in real life now
and stuff like that. And I'm like,
this is real for us. We
And
deal
I'm
with
like-
this. I mean, y'all gotta feel it, right?
I
Y'all
said-
deal with this.
I
stuff
said, you
too,
guys
yeah,
got a
yeah.
committee for this? We didn't have, our parents didn't have no damn committee. You get what you get and you like it. It was
That's
the
how
same
it goes.
thing for dinner time. I'm making something for dinner. If you don't like it, you ain't eating.
Yo, I be doing that with my kids. Call me crazy.
Today,
But
today that's abuse.
Yes,
Back
100%.
then it was like, I don't know what to tell you.
it's like I'm not eating what you're eating.
But my
Making
thing
it
was-
nice.
We got McDonald's at home.
We're getting McDonald's.
Like
I mean,
I grew up.
don't get me started. And I ain't even, she got to, I don't have a kid of my own,
Yeah.
but I'd be damned, bro. You gonna eat what you like. Don't even think about touching that cereal.
Like I'm sorry, but
Because I beat that ass.
it puts me in an automatic bad mood when I'm like, they're like, what's for dinner? And I'll say something, and if it's not mac and cheese or pizza, like
Or
the
chicken nuggets.
youngest one that loves it, if it's not that, and it's like, oh, I don't want that. Like really, like that turns me off. Now I got a little bit of an attitude.
Now I'm pissed.
Yeah, because you gotta, like when I was growing up, you should have been appreciated for everything that was given to you.
And trust me, there was parents that were more strict than others because, like with her, you didn't leave the table until you ate.
Yes.
Like your ass be sleeping there. And
I
guess
got-
what? I'll put it in the fridge for you tomorrow.
Actually, my mom
and I said, you stay there all night. I said, you be
Yeah.
there at the table.
I'll grab you
all
a
night.
pillow and a blanket because you're
Um,
gonna be sitting there. You
but I-
move, you're done.
But I ain't gonna lie, I'm one of those parents where sometimes I talk that high shit, and I know you're not supposed to ever back up off it, but growing up with the way that I did and the stuff that I dealt with, I always feel bad
You
after I
can't
yell
back
my
off
kids.
of it because these kids they'll push you to that point. These
Mhm.
kids today are smart. They know if I just push them to that point, they'll back off and
Okay.
forget about
Yeah.
it. Nope, not today, Junior. Back in it didn't happen
Mhm.
because I'm telling you, mom and dad was always like, "You move from that table,
Mhm.
you're done. I will find you."
And why when you're having conversations with people, they just come up and they just start talking to you? I'm sorry, but that aggravates
What do
me.
you mean?
Me and you were talking, and I'm on.
Oh, yeah.
They're talking to them. I was raised that you just tap, and then they'll look at you, and then you wait, and then they'll come to you when they're done with that portion of that conversation.
I've seen other parents do that. Like when I'm talking to somebody that has a kid and I see their kid come up there and they won't stop. It's always the hey.
I'm sorry.
Hey.
Maybe
And
it's
it's
just
like-
the way that I brought myself up as.
Either you ignore them, and then like it'll irk me a little bit when they're like, and they cut off our conversation and start talking to them.
Yes.
I want to slap you, and then I'm gonna slap him.
Yes. No, I feel you on that because some people will do
Because
that. They're
it's like,
completely- and
You
I'm,
turn and say, "I'm talking," you hold on, then you continue conversation.
Yeah.
But if you do that, I want to slap you and him.
yo, I'm one of those people where if we're having a conversation, I can forget what we're talking about. If somebody will cut us off or cut me off in the middle of talking, sometimes I'll just completely forget about what I'm talking about.
I'm just like,
But
that just amazes me.
I keep my kids still do it. I keep trying to teach them not to do it because it aggravates me. Because we're having an important conversation, or you hear it with me on when I'm on the phone with you sometimes. Well, like, don't you see I'm on the phone talking to RJ?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you're rude. Like don't do that.
and
We don't do that.
And it's always, I'll get you. You got to put that bass in your voice. Like, you always had that look too. You ever picture it? You always in the supermarket, you grabbing something. Can I get this? Mom was different. Dad, all he had to do was give you that look.
That's it.
You running to put that thing back on that shelf. All you had to do was give the look.
Well, they'll do the same thing that I used to do when
You
I
got
was
a
a
little
kid.
squinty eye, like,
They won't ask me. They'll go straight to mom. And if she's around, they always ask her, like, she'll be leaving on her way to work. They just did this a couple nights ago. And they'll be like, is it all right if we go on our tablets? I'm like, why are you asking her? She's about to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the way that I am during the weekdays, Monday through Thursday, I was like that about Friday, but I've been kind of more lenient because honestly, they're good girls. They do their work. They do what they're supposed to do. They don't always clean like they're supposed to. I mean, you're not going to get a perfect kid.
No.
But these girls, they're really good girls, even though I talk my smack about them and stuff like that. But
they're your kids.
Yeah, but that's because I deal with it. They're great for other people. They treat other people 10 times better than they treat. They're at school. Guess what they're doing? They're picking up after themselves. They're at home.
Like they're supposed to.
They're leaving everything out. They're leaving everything the way they're supposed to be. And here I am raising them for them to treat other people better than they're treating me at home.
And that mom and dad thing, mom's always the softest, and that's why they go there. Because they know mom's got them heartstrings.
Well, I was a mama's boy, so I know that one.
Did y'all ever hear the saying, you ever get in trouble and it's your mom that's there? Mm-hmm. Wait till your father gets home.
Oh yeah.
I got that one.
You knew it was time.
You knew you fucked up. Yeah. Because when you hear dad's car pull up and then you're in your room sitting there just waiting, your mom's like, guess what your child did today? And then you hear the, get real quiet because she's sitting there explaining, and you hear them down the hallway. You knock on that door. You might as well
just pull them down.
You's done.
Yeah, just pull them down. It's coming. It's happening.
Like, they always left the discipline to the dad back then.
Yes.
It was that was even in 80s and 90s, 2000s. It was you're going to jail for child abuse.
But I also feel like it's the mentality of the way we think too, in comparison to women. Like we're not gonna. Like my girls are girls. I don't treat them like girls. They get treated equally as if they were a boy or a girl. I treat them probably a lot older than they should. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm on them, I'm on them. You know, like I just had it recently the other day where I gave them food. I made vegetables. I actually made a healthy meal. Well, guess these kids don't like to eat healthy. So what they'll do is they'll eat most of their food, but they'll always leave something on the plate. And I was pissed because by the time I came upstairs, because I went outside, I had my cigarette, I came back in, plates was gone, they ate all the cookies, and there was vegetables in my garbage can. I wasn't happy.
They're good.
You know what I mean? And of course, I got upset with the wife, with that because, it's just one of those things. Like, I want these kids to learn.
See, because back then it was always equal with parents too.
Yes.
Like whatever dad did for punishment, mom went along with.
Yeah.
Today, sometimes mom don't always get along with what you did. Then don't leave the punishment up to me.
Yeah.
Because then the dad was always the one that was the disciplinary.
Yeah.
He was always left up to the, well, you're grounded for 2 weeks. You're doing this, you're doing that. It was always left up because then why was it always, well, wait till your father gets home? Why didn't you do it? If you don't agree with what I did, then why don't you take care of it?
Yeah.
Back then it was always, we're in this together.
Yes.
I don't care if he grounded you until you were 49. You went along with it. Today, that don't happen today.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, it don't.
I mean, you can tell by the way these kids talk to other people because they're disrespectful. They're very blunt. They're very forward. They don't have no filter to them.
They're assholes.
They tell it to you like it is. Like, I remember growing up, and I've heard this a few times from especially being bigger than I am now. I hate the fact that I've gained the weight that I have again, but I used to be a lot bigger than I am now. And you would hear that little kid just be like, "Oh, you're fat."
Yep.
And and as a big person, it doesn't matter. You could have heard it from a grown adult. It's gonna hurt. And no, it hurt. It hurt. From hearing it from a little kid, it hurt. Hearing it from an adult, I'm gonna get pissed. Hearing it from a
Yeah.
little kid, it hurt my feelings.
You know,
You know,
because
but
He's
the
like,
kids
"Dang,
now,
he sees
there are
they'll
some
the
kids.
kids now, they'll tell you to go fuck yourself. You're a piece of shit bitch. They won't just call you fat. They'll call you fat and
But-
everything in the book.
Like, and they sit there and they're like, you know, whenever they do that stuff, it's like, where did they get that from? Because most of the time, I don't know if them kids just pull that out of their ass or if it's something that you're doing. Like, they're just hearing something like from the parent or whatever.
Whoever they're being raised around.
Where'd that come from? Because back in, if you ever did that, if you ever back then went up and said that to one of your parents' friends, you'd be picking your teeth up off the
I
floor.
say social media too nowadays too. Like they want to act like all these big YouTubers or TikTokers.
Yeah.
You ever
And that's
notice
the other
that,
thing too. Like,
They're
you know,
like very into that too.
with
So
handling your kids and whatnot. Like, I ain't never now seen, it's been years since I've seen a kid get disciplined in the middle of Walmart.
Yeah, you don't.
If I did, it'd make my heart smile. I'm telling you. Because, you know, kid, you just see them holding their arms doing this. They trying to get away and they struggling and you beating the brakes off of them. And it's like, make them feel good inside that, you know, stuff like that's still alive. Because then you got like people ready to whip out the phone saying that, oh man, this kid's being abused. You're going to be next.
But the difference,
and just continue to whip ass. Like, you're next.
But the what people need to understand is there's a difference between discipline and abuse. When I got my ass beat,
I seen that video.
When I got my ass beat, unfortunately, it was abuse. I didn't get my ass beat because I did something wrong.
You know
what I'm saying? But there's a big difference, and that's what people need to understand.
Your parents just pissed off and they're taking it out on you, then that's abuse.
That's abuse. But if you doing something bad and you beat their ass, and they just need to learn, because
that's called parenting.
The thing that people forget is you've gone through your ringers. You've done your don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. You probably said it 100 times before you finally snap, and now you whooping their ass.
Yep.
And it's a sense of you putting the fear in them. That's not necessarily good. But they also need to know that there's consequences for the things you do.
You should respect and fear your parents at the same time.
Yeah.
Sorry. Everyone's like, you know, I've seen videos of people, you know, bigger buff guys thinking, it's manly to do that. If you beat your kids with a belt, you're a piece of shit. Then the other guy's like, bull fucking shit. He said, there's a difference between abuse and discipline. He said, I don't know where you came from. But it's like, no, he goes, we don't play that around here. He said, I ain't your friend. I'm your parent.
Yes.
I'm your father. I ain't your friend.
Like I'm one of those kind of parents that'd be like, do I look like your maid? Am I your dad or your maid?
Oh, I do the same thing, bro.
Your dad or your maid? And then
I ain't neither, dad. So pick it up.
Yeah, you can say that.
I ain't neither, so pick it up.
Yeah. But it's one of those things. It's like I teach you to pick up after yourself, and I teach you to put things away because I wasn't brought up that way. And even though I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm still bad about some of those stuff that I teach my kids to do. You know, I make sure they brush their teeth. I make sure they floss. I'm sorry, but I didn't have that growing up. You know, and am I gonna fault my mom and all this stuff and say she was a terrible mom because she didn't teach me all those things? I learned over time. Unfortunately, I learned late. But that just means that I'm going to instill the best into my kids. And I probably stress them out just by expecting the best and the great out of them. I don't allow my oldest has a tendency sometimes if she doesn't do good at something, she gets upset. And I try to teach her, I said, it's okay to get upset, but you need to realize what's getting you upset and fix it.
Perfectionist. That's what that is.
But I can't help it.
Yeah, she's trying to be perfect.
But the thing is probably me. It's probably me expecting the best out of him. She was like, she got one wrong on her spelling test, and she thought I was going to basically, tear her a new one. Do I give him shit? Probably more than any other parent. So she comes home and she gives her homework, and there's something wrong. I'm like, you didn't do this right. It's not 100%. In reality, she's doing great. She's doing phenomenal. She got her first B and her last report card, it might have been a progress report out of all the years she's been going to school. I don't, and maybe some parents will be like, well, I need you to be an A student all the time. There's gonna be things where your kid's not great at and other things that they are great at. But at least if you're pulling a B or higher, in my opinion, at least you're doing good. That means you're putting in the effort. You're doing more than what other people will put the effort in for.
Today,
You know-
most of these kids don't care if they disappoint their parents.
No,
like they really don't. That I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. That stuff don't exist today.
but that's also,
I'm
but
just,
that's
I'm
also
saying that
because,
right now. It don't.
but that's also because you gotta in a sense treat them. You gotta let them know.
I ain't playing. But there's just so many things that go on with that you just can't anymore.
No,
Because it's like you're either going to end up on the next episode of Cops, or you're just not. Your kid's just going to be a failure because you can't raise them the way that they should be.
and the kids are so smart nowadays. You realize they call the cops on their own parents.
Mm-hmm.
So there was just two different.
Oh, when they
incidents.
figure out CPS and what that is, they're like, mm-hmm. Go ahead, I dare you to hit me.
So yeah, what you're not
I'm
lying.
not
There's
wrong.
some kids
They
that
got
are like it.
CPS on speed dial.
Now there's two incidents, right? One's from a TV show, and one's for something that I seen on social media. Well, the one I seen on social media is this young girl, and her mom was mistreating her, so she called the cops on her because she hasn't eaten, she hasn't does a good gun ho. The little girl knew what she needed to do to protect herself, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
And the mom ended up getting arrested. Child probably got taken away or given to a family, whatever the case happened, because she really wasn't treating her right. There was another instance where, again, this is a TV show where this cop shows up at the house. Kid called the cops on her mom, and the mom disciplined him because he did something bad in school. And the kid knew that his mom wasn't allowed to hit him. And the cop pretty much told the little kid, he was like, "You call the cops again on your mother for disciplining you, and I will come here and I'll whoop you myself." Even though I know that's off of a TV show, but it's the truth. It was a very important thing in the show because we grew up with Family Matters, we grew up with Fresh Prince, we grew up with Full House. We grew up with there was lessons to be learned for everything that you do. That's why we're able to hold other people accountable for things where it's nowadays everybody's just like, "Oh, go ahead, you're fine, do what you want. You're able to talk to anybody the way that you want." Because they're not being held accountable. This new soft parenting, there's certain things that I do want to be a softer parent about, but there's other things I'm not playing with that. It's not happening. You need to learn today.
Exactly. Well, we're gonna have to end this one. I gotta really go to work, so we have to end this one. We're gonna do a part two.
We're gonna need to do a part.
We're gonna need to do a part two
because we didn't even really get. We drift off like we always do, and we need to get into.
But we still stayed within the 90s. We still stayed.
Everything's been within the 90s.
About what we was talking about.
But you see how easily the conversations drift off into
we need to do more. We're definitely going to do another one. I want to do another wrestling one too before WrestleMania. So I definitely want to do that one. We had a real good one our last time with our wrestling.
I can wear my new Zelina Vega shirt.
And I think we can. I'm gonna try to see what I can do about getting a guest for that one. But we'll have
you
to
bring your boy back over the one I did it last time again.
You brought him over and Brian, they wouldn't stop talking.
Yeah, you should get Brian involved too. Because honestly, like I watch wrestling, but I'm not heavy into it like that. That's why I like the fact that you brought in the guest. Obviously, I was able to touch on some of the past stuff and a little bit on the newer because I do watch it sometimes because the youngest is into it. But
because WrestleMania is in April. Yeah, I think
WrestleMania
is
one
in
thing
April.
just to kind of touch on that I do want to say is that the whole John Cena and the way everything ended was BS. And I seen a video recently where you remember when John Cena smacked Stephanie on the booty. Remember it was a little skit and the thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't see it, but I seen it in the video, obviously. And then they have a picture of Triple H coming out like mad. Obviously, it's a different clip from that. Yeah. And they're basically saying that's the reason why John Cena's career ended the way it did and why it ended badly that way. Because a lot of people were upset about that, which is true, which I understand why. But they didn't like the way that he went out. They didn't like it because he submitted.
We'll definitely touch on all that whenever we do that show, but we'll have to just
let's say goodbye.
Just figure that out.
So long. To all my
We'll see you
friends,
guys on the. We'll see you guys on the next one.
have a good
I
one.
hope you guys join in and hit that like and subscribe. And thank you guys for joining in on this one. See you later.
See you.